In this video, we want to talk about Acumen and the Hartman Value Profile, what it is and how it can help you. Hi, I'm Ron Oltmans with Leadskill. We help leaders go further with people awareness. The Hartman Value Profile was created by Robert S. Hartman. It's been very successful, used a lot of different places in the world. The Hartman Value Profile, or the modern version of it called the Acumen Capacity Index, is really a measure of a person's value vision. It's how well you see things and what you see in the whole world of values. So if you think of values, like I value family, I value my job, I value, fill in the blank, any number of things. Those are the objects that we're looking at. But what about the pair of glasses that we're looking through? So that is what we're talking about with value vision, is how we see value, how clearly values are in our field of value vision. And if there's any blind spots or biases in the whole scheme. A little hint, spoiler here, yes, there's lots of biases. All of us have them, and it's very helpful for us to be able to see what some of those biases are. So let me just briefly take you through the Acumen Capacity Index, a modern version of the Hartman Value Profile. It is a very simple sort of test to take. Online, you are basically going to get two different tasks. You'll get 18 items and asked to order them from two different criteria. In one set of items, you'll be asked to order them in terms of from best to worst. 18 items. What's the best in that list and what's the worst? And then on down the line. For the second task, you're asked to agree or disagree with the statements. Rank them in order of how much you agree with the statement or you disagree with it. And so those two tasks look very simple on the surface. The fine distinctions in how you order them has a tremendous ability to reveal your overall system for value vision, where you assign value, the sort of things that you value, where your biases are, all of the different fine gradations that fall in between. So let me just give you a couple of examples of what we get from the ACI, the Acumen Capacity Index. First of all, we get on a global scale the difference between a person's worldview, or how I see the outside world, everything outside of myself, and second of all, my self-view, my inner view, how I look at myself. Now we can take each one of those big sort of views and we can break it into three different dimensions, giving us 6 total value dimensions. So on the worldview side, we can look at how you value people, tasks, or systems. Whether your systems judgment, for example, is something that you emphasize is much higher than your view of practical task, or how you value people, understanding others. Those are the 3 value dimensions on the worldview side. On the self view, we're looking at me, or my sense of self, roles, and my view of the future, my personal view of my future specifically. So the terms we use for those are sense of self, role awareness, and self-direction. And within the overall scheme of the Acumen Capacity Index, those 6 dimensions, we have scores for the degree of clarity you have and the amount of bias that comes into the picture, whether you're pretty clear and you don't put any additional emotional spin on things, or whether you actually are very positive toward it, or whether you're maybe negative towards any one of those dimensions. And that's tremendously valuable information to have, is what is my sense of self? How well do I value myself as a person, as a human being, or as a goal-seeking mechanism in terms of the roles that I take on in life, or in terms of my concept of myself, my future picture, the vision that I'm building, the story that I'm telling, and where I'm headed in life. So all of those are really helpful things. I think that you'll find that taking the Acumen Capacity Index and being able to get a really expert debriefing of it by someone in at least half an hour, probably an hour is going to be a time well spent, will really give you insights into yourself, how you think, what you value, and these are insights that are distinct from personality. Because we're really not measuring some of the categories of personality. Robert Hartman was very clear about this. He founded an entire science called value science, or technically it's called formal axiology, the science of value judgments. And if you'll take a little bit of time to answer the questions, get a debriefing, You can get coaching. You can then line out some of the decisions that you're making in life and get much clearer about where the biases or blind spots are and where your strengths are as well. So I hope this has been helpful. We produce videos like this on our channel with Leadskill. I invite you to subscribe, and you can watch more of our videos that we share that help leaders be more effective and their teams get things done in organizations. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.